Yo, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for tuning in again. My name is Darian. This is Darian the Dev YouTube channel. So in week number 3, we covered a lot of core principles of object-oriented programming, or OOP. In week 3, we covered composition, abstract classes, interfaces, and file input and output. Here is an example of an actual project. So enter your name. So I'll type in Darian. Would you like to play against the dummy or the random? So this application is actually a, sorry guys, ignore my phone. This application actually is a rock, paper, scissors app. So if we select dummy, the dummy always chooses rock. So if you play against the dummy for whatever reason, this was in our build specs for the program, but the dummy is always gonna choose rock. And then if you pick random, random is like actually playing someone who would actually pick like any of the 3 options, rock, paper, or scissors. So let's play against R, because that probably makes more sense. So now we want to pick, do we want rock, paper, or scissors? I'm going to pick scissors for whatever case. And the opponent picked paper, so we won. Do we want to play again? Let's hit yes. So we do have to enter our name each time. I could go in and fix that. This is from 2 weeks ago, like I said, but just showing you guys some functionalities. Now let's play against the dummies to see the difference. The dummy's gonna pick rock, so we will pick paper just to show that we'll beat the dummy. And so we won. The dummy lost because he picked rock, and he's always gonna pick rock. So this was cool to learn like logic and how we can create our own types in Java using enums. So this was a really fun lab to work on. Yeah. So another thing we learned to do was how to read and write for files, and specifically text files is what we learned how to write to. But so this is an example right here. So create a list of countries, or welcome to our countries app. We can show a list of countries that we had. So if I press number 1, you will see all the list of countries that we have in a text file called countries. And the objective of this was to write a program that would show you a text file. So we're actually reading this list of countries from that text file that we have. And then we want to allow the user to add to that list through our text file by writing to the text file. So we want to hit number 2 here if you want to add a country. So enter the country. So let's add something that's not already on this list. Let's go with Norway because they're not on this list. So we're gonna add Norway. So we enter Norway, and then we get the options to see the list of country again or to add another country. So let's just see the list right now. And as you can see, Norway is added right here underneath England. So this was really cool, just getting to see like that we had this power in Java, obviously, to write things to a file and then read things from a file. This ended up being super useful for our midterm project, which I'm going to show you guys next. So for our midterm project, we actually had the option of picking from 3 different types of programs we could make. So one was a Minesweeper game. If you guys remember the old school like Microsoft's computer game where you click on the boxes and try to avoid the bombs based on the numbers that show up when you click on a box. Yeah, so we had a choice of recreating that game, which was rather difficult, but we did have one group in my class who actually did that, so I'm sure they learned a ton. There was the Minesweeper, and then there was a library checkout system, so you could create a program that allowed a user to look at how many books you had in the library or what types of books and the due dates for the books, allow them to check out a book and return a book. So we had a library system that we could have done, and we had a point of sale system, which is what my group and I chose to do. And the point of sale system is exactly what it sounds like. Imagine an online shopping cart, or a shopping cart in general, cash register, payment processing, anything you would expect a payment processor or a cash register to do. Essentially, we had to build a program that allowed that to happen. So in order to do that, of course, we had to use a lot of the concepts we discussed in week 3 and then also before that. So like abstraction, abstract classes, interfaces, inheritance is really big, and then reading to a file, writing to a file. Those are all concepts that we heavily used in our midterm project, which I'm going to show you guys right here, right now. When you compile our code, you get 3 options again. So similar to the countries app, like you guys just saw, you can see our inventory and start ordering, or you can add to our inventory. So if we hit 1, it's going to bring up everything that we have in our inventory. So let me kind of just redisplay this a little bit, and maybe, yeah. So you can select or add any of these items to your cart based on the number, obviously. So let's just, for the sake of time, let's just add number 1, which is a Samsung TV that costs $849.99. And just like anything else, sure, let's go with number 2. And it adds it. It says it is adding each thing to our cart, so it's like a little confirmation message. And then if we click no, then it's gonna, pretty much give us a summary of our order. So it shows that we added the TV, and well, they're both TVs in this case. So we added 2 TVs that both cost about $900. One's $849.99, the other one's $899.99, and our total is $1749.98. And then we also had to add in sales tax as well. So our sales tax comes out to $105, and then the grand total is going to be $1854.98. So we have 3 forms of payment that we can choose to pay with. We can go cash, credit, or check. So for the sake of showing this example, I'll do credit because it's the most coding that we had to do for one of our payments. But so enter the first and last name. So let's say I try to throw the system off and enter numbers. Of course, it won't allow that. So, kind of know some things, not too much, but, we definitely did some validation to make sure that, this actually functioned like a real payment processing app would. So I put in my name, put in a credit card number. It must be 16 digits. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right, now it's gonna ask me for expiration date. So let's go 11 of 2020, and let's go to CVV of 222. And then we get our receipt. So as you can see, it prints out the card name, or the name on the card, the number, and the expiration date and CVV again. And then we get, a printout of our receipt actually showing what we paid, giving us our grand total. Here we have our credit card number redisplaying with only the last 4. Which we thought was just a cool way of making the receipt print out, because it just looked a little bit more realistic. And then it says approved, thanks for shopping. So, and then if we were to pay with cash, we could pay too much, and then it gives us change back and things like that. So this was really cool just to tie all those concepts together. It actually builds something functional. Of course, it's not the most beautiful because during week 3 we hadn't touched any front end stuff, and we haven't started integrating like our front end with the back end logic at this point. Still really good practice for just a lot of the concepts that we're going to be bringing into our bigger apps in the future. So we're using array lists, learned a lot about data structures and things like that. So that is what we covered in week 3 of my Java bootcamp. So I'm going to be making the video about week 4 like right after this video, so you guys will be able to check it out, like I said, week by week, and see how things kind of intertwine from week 1 to 2 to 3. And also, if, like I said, if you are trying to learn Java or a backend programming language, hopefully to kind of guide some people in the right direction about what to learn, why it's useful, and examples of what you can build if you learn these things. Again, thank you guys for watching. This is Darian with Darian the Dev. If this video helps you guys out at all, please be sure to like, share, subscribe. It really helps this channel grow. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.